Hi everyone, welcome to ABCD Index wALL program. My name is Tushar Bobde and it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Dr. Prashant Pareek, who obtained his PhD from CU Shah University, Surendranagar, Gujarat in 2020. He also obtained his MBA from Kadi Sarva Vishwavidyalaya from Gandhinagar, Gujarat in 2012. He completed his BBA from Gujarat University, Ahmedabad in 2010. He has a great teaching experience of more than 10 years at different positions of instructor, lecturer, assistant professor, etc. He has also written research papers and various books published in different indexing platforms. He also has international teaching experience in association with Home University, Germany, as faculty for the subject leadership and sustainability since September 2020. He is currently working as assistant professor at Shanti Business School, Ahmedabad. He has been awarded by many awards, such as Accredited Management Teacher by All India Management Association, New Delhi, in July 2017. He has also received Young Faculty Award in 2019 by Center for Education Growth and Research, New Delhi, in April 2019. However, today we are here to learn from his life journey, Dr. Prashant Pareek's outstanding talents as a professor and mentor. This interview is an opportunity for us to explore Dr. Prashant Pareek's strengths, skills, and values. So, welcome, Dr. Prashant Pareek, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I am really feeling honored to be here.
Yes, sir. So, let's start this journey from your family background, sir. Tell us about your family background.
So in my family, we are based in Ahmedabad city of Gujarat state, and we are total 6 members in the family. My parents, my wife, my son, and my younger brother. And my father is a businessman. He is a wholesale tea merchant. My mother is homemaker. My wife is a teacher. She teaches to the kids of primary school here in one school in Ahmedabad. And my son is 5 years old, and my younger brother is with the Tata Group, Tata Consultancy Services.
Okay,
So that's what my family is, and we live together here in Ahmedabad city.
okay. And what are some ways you spend quality time with your family despite from your busy schedule?
So we actually, my family loves to go and visit spiritual places. So
Okay,
whenever I get time, especially Saturdays and Sundays, we go to the various temples located in Ahmedabad and nearby Ahmedabad. So there are good number of temples and ashrams in Ahmedabad, and our favorite place is Gandhi Ashram. So my and
okay,
my brother's and my wife's favorite place is Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad. So we often visit Gandhi Ashram, and riverfront is near to Gandhi Ashram. So we sit there and we enjoy our evenings there.
okay.
So visiting Gandhi Ashram always fills us with a positive energy. And most of the time, whenever I visit Gandhi Ashram, I purchase some literature written on Mahatma Gandhi, and that really adds value to my academics, my intellect. So that's
Okay,
how
so
we use our time qualitatively.
So you are really a spiritual person, and with that, you are making your family to follow yourself also
Yeah,
spiritually.
we try to do this, and actually this transformation has come to my life after my marriage. And
Okay,
after and last year I wrote a book also, Mystic Tales from Shiv Mahapuran. So I
okay,
translated the Gita Press Gorakhpur's Shiv Mahapuran to from Hindi to English, and the book is available on Amazon. So, and a few years back, when the entire family visited Mathura Vrindavan, so
okay,
there also, from that experience of our visit, I wrote a book in Hindi, Lok Kathaएं Vrindavan Se. And that book is also doing amazingly well. It is also available on Amazon. So that's how, in the last 3-4 years, what I have observed is ancient Indian scriptures have appealed me a lot, and I really gained a lot from them.
okay. So before you said that your wife is also a teacher, so you both are in teaching side only. So, as a parent, how has being a parent influenced your teaching or research as being a parent?
So as being a parent, so I have one son, and by God's grace, my son is sincere.
Okay.
So what happens is that we both manage the time, we both make sure that we give him enough time. Because the attachment, the emotional attachment, the communication with the kid is very important. And
Yes.
I personally never pressurize him to study.
Okay.
Honestly, I never pressurize him to study. I believe that for the first 8 years, let him explore the things. Even if the percentages in the mark sheet are low, we should not compare our kid with the kids of others. So we should not enter in that rat race of percentage or academic excellence. Let him explore the things, not necessarily son of a professor and a teacher must be a ranker in the class. I don't believe in all these things. Let the kid explore. Uh, let live him his life peacefully. He must enjoy the things. He must learn from experiences. So rather than teaching him, so when he was in senior KG, rather than teaching him things from the textbooks, I used to take him to the places that this is a zoo. These are the animals in the zoo. So you see, you observe, and you learn. So
Yes. Yes.
experiential learning is something which I personally follow. I'm trying to inculcate that habit in my son also. So that's how we are training him and upbringing him. So that's how the things are shaping up.
So you are not pressurizing your children as well. So
Never, never.
when you are a child, does your parents pressurize you for studies?
Never, never. My father never asked me or forced me to bring these many percentage in 10th or these many percentages in 12th, and he never compared me from other kids in the neighborhood or the children of our relatives. He always believed that every person is a unique person on this planet, and he or she must be given enough time and space to flourish. So academics is one thing. Education is, of course, it is, education is important. We must avail education, but we must enjoy the process of education rather than, forcing ourselves or forcing our kids to enter in the rat race of percentages, marks, comparisons. That thing is not good for the kid. So initially we may feel good, but in the long term these things don't pay off. So we must cautiously deal with these things.
Yes, yes, definitely. So how do you see your profession impacting your life in the long term?
In the long term, especially in the last 2 3 years, I can see that I am getting more busy in my profession now.
Okay.
Now people have started to know me. People invite me for guest lectures, not even in India, in other countries also. I participate in various conferences, present my paper or deliver keynote addresses, or I go to deliver talks on my books at various places. So I see I'm getting busy as I am progressing in the profession. And I want to get busy because I must work hard so that I can leave a legacy and example for the generations to come, in my family at least. So
Okay.
that is something my objective is, that I must work very hard, very, very hard, wherein people can look up to me. The upcoming generations of the family can look up to me, and I can become a benchmark for them. That is what I think, honestly.
Okay. No, sir, it is really great thinking of you. This thinking only helps us to move forward and take steps that are helpful for us in our life. Uh,
Exactly, exactly.
so we will move on to some questions on your profession, sir. Okay. What
Yeah.
inspired you to pursue a career in management, sir?
Management, actually, as I said, my father is a businessman. He's a wholesale tea merchant here in Ahmedabad. So he started his business in the year 1991, and since almost 32 years he's in business. So since my childhood, I observed that atmosphere of business related discussion, business related problems in my family. my
Yes.
father and my uncle especially. And that thing attracted me towards business, first of all. So I rather was more interested to get into my father's business. After 12th standard, I told my father I don't want to study further. I just want to join business. कि जब इतना बड़ा business है तो फिर पढ़ने की क्या जरूरत है? That was my thinking at that time.
Okay.
But my father told me that see, education is not about earning money. Your education is going to become a guidepost for the entire family. You
Yes.
must
Yes.
set an example for the generations to come. Then only you can say that you have lived a fruitful life. And that thing made me to think in a different direction other than business. And I ventured into academics. And in academics also, I have not ventured directly. After my MBA, I worked with a media brand, Dainik Bhaskar Group, for
Okay.
a couple of years. And then I ventured into academics. And in academics, I see that I'm a learner. I see myself as a learner. I learn everything. Even whenever I discuss anything in the class, any case study or any concept, sometimes from the after the discussion with students, I gain a lot. Students are gaining, that's okay. I personally gain a lot after that discussion, a new angle sometimes, because every new class of student, they bring fresh perspective in the class. And
Yes. Yes.
it really becomes meaningful for me as a faculty. So for me, academics is a lifelong learning profession. So I always say in the class that there are 61 participants in the class. 60 are sitting in front of me, and one is
You
the
yourself.
61st is I myself. So we are 61 participants. We all are going to explore this subject together, going to learn
Okay.
this subject together. So that's how things have happened.
Okay, sir. So, as a professor, what do you consider to be the most rewarding aspect of your job as a professor?
So most rewarding aspect of my job is when my students give me good feedback, when they say, sir, your subject and your teaching has really helped us. We are actually gaining benefits out of it in our corporate life, in our actual job. That is one rewarding factor. Second rewarding factor is that every day I am learning something new. I have to read. Before every class, I have to read. So that reading makes me a better version of myself. So yesterday was one version, today I must be a better version of myself. So these two rewards, perpetual learning and a positive feedback from the students, which really encourages me to work hard. That's how it
Okay.
works.
Okay, sir, that is great. Can you share some of your major milestones or accomplishments you have achieved in your career till now?
Till now, one of the major milestone I consider is last year I finished one of my big projects with MICA, Ahmedabad,
Okay.
MICA, the School of
Can
Ideas.
you
Uh,
elaborate the project, sir?
the project was it was a book project. Basically, the title of the book is Brand Magic: The Art and Science of Creating Successful Brands. In that
Okay.
book, we have covered the journey of 10 brands originated from Gujarat: Amul, Astral Pipes, Have More Ice Cream, Balaji Wafers, Symphony Coolers, Sugar Free, Reliance Jio, etc.,
Okay. Okay.
Nirma. Now, and the role of marketing communication in the growth of these brands. So it took 3 to 4 years for us to write their case studies, and we received their approvals to go ahead and publish their case studies. And finally, we came out with a book last year. It got released, and the book is really doing well, Brand Magic.
Okay.
So I consider so far in my career, one of the milestone was to finish that book.
Okay. Great, sir. Great. If I will have time, I will have a look of that. So,
Definitely.
okay. So, how do you stay current and informed in your field, sir?
So every day I start my day with reading business newspapers, and I follow certain good portals, websites to keep
Okay.
myself abreast. So I follow University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School of Business website. I follow MIT Sloan. I have access to Harvard publishing resources. I try to use them in my teaching also, in my research also. I also make sure that I take my students for industry visits.
Okay.
I'm personally more interested to have a network with corporates because I'm a business education faculty, business management faculty,
Yes,
and
yes.
my if I am teaching something which is aligned with what is happening in the corporate world, what is happening in the industry, it adds more value to the student. So I make sure I visit, and even before I prepare my course outline, so for example, my course is sales and distribution management and integrated marketing communication at Shanti Business School. So I go and meet in few advertising agencies before I prepare my course outline. I try and understand what is happening in the market, what they expect from a candidate who has studied IMC, what sales and distribution management, what companies expect from a sales and distribution management professional. So based on that understanding, I develop my course, which really helps the students and me also in taking the things further.
So you are doing your homework on your side also to teach students.
Yeah, exactly. It is very important.
Deep
It is very
homework, I can
important.
say.
Yeah, and
Because you have
in
access
the
to so many things that will give nice result. Means every day if they are posting some articles, they will be very nice for you. And in your teaching also, it will have
exactly,
great impact.
exactly. Exactly. And I have gone through the website of ABCD Index, of course, since I'm associated with this particular organization since last 6 months now. Now, what happens is that I have seen the portal is getting rich every day. The kind of
Yes, we
programs
are
now
working
we
on
are
it, sir.
organizing,
Yes,
the kind of journal articles are being are listed on the portal. So I believe in the next 6 months or 1 year, this portal is going to be a prominent place for scholars, professors, and students of various disciplines to visit and gain useful resources out of it. So
thank you,
that
sir.
initiative, this ABCD initiative is something which is really commendable, and we need such kind of repositories wherein we have information at one place, and that can help us to get rid of the confusion.
Yes, we are working on it, sir. We are basically building a portal. See, I mean, internationally, so many portals are there. You can see,
Okay,
but right now we are working for a portal where Indians can put their things. In
exactly,
jour
exactly.
in journals we can grow. See, in journal side, this side no one knows. All of the people knows about social media. They are going through crazy stuff. But this journal side, no one knows. So that's why we are working on this side. ABCD Index is working on that continuously, and this interview is also a part of that only.
So this is something which is going to be very useful, as I said, and these kind of initiatives are important. Since you have ABCD has started this particular initiative, wherein we call it, I think, the journey of people associated with you,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
you will post it at multiple locations probably.
yes, yes,
So we have to do two things here. One is keep on enriching our repository, and second is we promote ourselves and let the world know what unique stuff we are doing
yes,
through ABCD. So there are two dual responsibility currently on us, those who are associated with ABCD.
yes,
One is uh, enriching ourselves with the resources, and second, promoting ourselves to let the world know that we are rich with resources and we are
yes, yes,
unique in our. That is important.
yes, sir. Thank you for your wishes, sir. We are working on it. So, I would like to know more about your research and career, sir, now. So, what kind of
Career.
impact do you hope your research will have,
So
basically on young people?
young people. So I currently, the kind of research I am doing is which is, one is, I am now working on the part two of my previous book of brand magic. Now we are going to cover another 10 brands which have originated in India, not only from Gujarat. So I am working on the case study of Paytm. I'm working on the case study of Smitten. I'm working on the case study of Adani Group. So we are working with them so that the future generation can understand the things in a very structured way. How the brands which are making us feel proud has evolved over the period of time. What kind of struggles they have faced, what kind of hardships they have faced, and how they are tasting the water of the success. That is one project. Second project is I am now working in the direction of ancient Indian scriptures. As I mentioned already, I have done some work on Shiv Mahapuran. Now I am working on the part 2 of that project. Very soon I'll start to work on that, wherein I'll try and chronicle the stories of Jyotirlings in India, how the 12 Jyotirlings in India came into being. What is the reason why they are here? What is the background story of these Jyotirlings? So these things, so I'm working on 2 bipolars. One is on history, ancient Indian scriptures,
Yes, yes.
and second on the brands of India and what is going to be their future. So that's what I am doing. The impact on the generation is they must know the history, number one. Understanding of history leads to the destruction of present and future shrouds in the path of scholars. So they must understand history, they must learn from the history so that their future and present can get illuminated.
Okay. So your work for like you have worked for means you said earlier that you have completed 2 books already. One about spiritual side and another about marketing and all about how brands started and how they grow. So as a student, if I want to know if I am following you, I will definitely follow the spiritual side because we want to know our roots basically. And after that, if I want to be successful, I would like to read your book of that brands and all. So
Okay,
this will really help, sir. I came to know that this will
that's great.
really help.
So
Okay.
you are able to establish a connection between these
Yes,
two.
yes,
That's great.
yes.
That's
We are
great.
Indians,
That's
so we
great.
are spiritual people. We'll basically go for that. First of all.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So how do you balance your coursework, research, and other responsibilities as a PhD student while you are doing PhD?
So as a PhD student, I made sure that from day one, I devote 1.5 hours behind my PhD work.
Okay.
So if for continuously 4 years, you are devoting 1.5 hours behind your PhD work, you will see that the PhD journey is very easy. Why
Okay.
the PhD becomes headache for some of the scholars is the reason is they keep on postponing the things. Please don't postpone the things. Have a proper schedule in place, weekly schedule, a micro level planning, and finish those short-term milestones, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. You will see that as you will progress, your motivation levels will go up and you will pursue it with full force to finish your PhD on time. And not only finishing on time, but actually coming out with a research work which is useful for the society at large. So
Okay.
finishing PhD is one thing, but that your research should be useful for the society at large. That is important.
Okay.
So have a micro level planning, every day devote some work. You will see that PhD is not an headache, it is an enjoyable journey.
Okay. Uh, do you like the work environment or culture in this field where you work?
I I like, but what the difference I see is the top 20 or 30 institutions of our country, their work culture is more research oriented now, because
Okay.
I'm an executive alumnus of IIM Indore. So I have seen that culture of IIMs, wherein the professors, they talk about research, they talk about consultancy assignments, and they talk about management development programs. And in research also, they target global journals, high ranking journals, which can which can bring recognition to their own name and the name of the institution they are associated with. In other institutions, I see this culture is growing, but at a slow rate. Still, in most of the institutions, the focus of the management is on teaching only. So you teach for 14 hours a week or 16 hours a week. But if a professor is not doing research, he or she is not generating some knowledge, your teaching will get hampered after a point of time. Because today, in this age of AI, you see that students are becoming smart. They know
Yes.
whatever you are teaching is available at one tip on their
One click.
smartphone,
Yes.
one click on smartphone. So for educators, it is now their responsibility to generate a knowledge in such a way and deliver the knowledge in such a way which appeals the generation which sits in front of us in the classroom. That is important. So in top 30, 40 institutions of this country, NIRF ranking, if we go by NIRF ranking, it is happening. But in other institutions, a push is required so that they start to focus on research. And initially, the management of these institutions can incentivize their faculty members to pursue research. Because once the habit gets developed, then it will keep on going. But in order to push, incentives are required.
Okay.
That is one of the suggestions. I'm not saying this is mandatory to give incentive, but can be applied.
Okay. How do you see your career developing in the future, or where do you see yourself in next 10 years?
So in next 10 years, I see myself as a learner, first of all. I don't want to be known as expert but yeah, in particular domains, I want to be known as at least a thought leader. So whatever research work I am doing in the next 5-10 years, people start to consider me as thought leader, that in this particular domain, Dr. Prashant Pareek has done some good work in the past. So whatever I'm doing today, the fruits of that work I'll reap probably 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. So, and the next 10 years in teaching profession are going to be challenging for everybody, because technology is trying to make the jobs of teacher a bit obsolete. We need to work on ourselves. We need to find out what is our utility now in the classroom, and how we can add value to the students, to the institution. So life of a teacher stands on 3 pillars, I believe: teaching, research, and institution building activities. So, and now you cannot do away with one or two, that you are strong in teaching and you are doing away with research and institution building. That will not work now. One needs to be strong in all the 3 domains. One need to be at par: teaching, research, and institution building. Then only in the future, students will actually consider you as somebody who is erudite, knowledgeable, and you are delivering something which is worth for them.
Okay. Okay, sir. So we'll go on with some 2 choice-based questions, sir. In that, you have to choose only one. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you prefer teaching large or small classes?
Small classes.
Okay. Would you rather teach online or in person?
In person.
Okay. Do you prefer to teach theoretical or practical concepts?
Practical.
That is great, sir. Would you rather teach undergraduate or graduate student?
I'll teach graduate students.
Okay. Do you prefer to teach in lecture format or facilitate discussions?
Facilitate discussions.
Okay. Would you rather have a strict syllabus or a flexible curriculum?
Flexible curriculum, which I would love to prepare with the help of my students.
Okay, with the help of your students. Okay, that is nice thing.
That is the future. That is the future, actually.
They will engage more in that.
So something which you have created, you will study.
Yes.
I'm not enforcing on you anything.
Yes. So, do you prefer to give open book exams or in-class exams?
Open book exams.
Okay, this is not came in India. Basically, means most of the institutions they are not doing this. In some IITs and high-level colleges, they are conducting this type of.
In IIMs they do, and in my institute also we do for a couple of subjects. But then the professor needs to justify to the management that how this is going to actually evaluate what we are intended to evaluate.
Okay. It is great talking with you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. Any suggestions to us, sir, as a ABCD index, and how we can contribute more?
So ABCD index, as I said, the two responsibilities I already shared. One is
Yes,
keep
yes.
on enriching the portal, and second is promote whatever initiatives we are taking. So ABCD index, I don't know what is our digital marketing presence on the digital tools, how much digital tools we are using, how much social media we are using to reach as many scholars and professors and students as possible. But we must do that in this era. We must connect
Okay.
more and more people. That is going to really help ABCD. And if we can start our own journal in near future, which is, from India, we need, even IIMs are worried that
Yes,
we
they
need
don't
to
have
come
journal.
out with one journal which we can say that this is Indian journal and a highly ranked journal or a reputed journal.
Yes.
So if ABCD can do that, coming out with a journal, if not possible in one discipline, it can be a multidisciplinary journal, and we must
Yes.
promote it and make it a prominent journal slowly and gradually in the academia. That is what we
Yes.
should target, and at least one international conference in a year if ABCD can
We
do.
are working on it, sir. Slowly we have started.
Yeah,
We have
that's
started
great.
from zero, so we are working on it. Slowly we will go up. If we will
Yeah,
work, we will
exactly.
definitely go up.
That definitely, and slow and steady will always win the race. And the kind of work ABCD is doing, and the kind of initiatives ABCD is taking in the last 2-3 months, especially, it shows the seriousness of the stakeholders, and this seriousness will definitely help us to grow.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Near to end of our talk, we hope that our viewers will find this interview informative, engaging, and productive. Before we end, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously helped us make this session come together to become a success. We couldn't have done it without you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.